Just follow that meat teacher, Miss Tofu. She'll help you find a nice vegan girl who will teach you what to do.
Do y'all think she masturbates with a pine cone? Alright, welcome back ladies and ladies with dicks. So there's one thing that's worse than raw sewage, and that is that vegan teacher. If you don't know who this woman is that looks like a malnourished Ewok from Star Wars, then you should count yourself lucky, because this woman right here makes even the most dominant of men clench their assholes in utter fear. One observation that I have picked up on my case study of this woman is that she looks like one of those crusty bitches that kidnapped Squidward. If the Alaskan bullworm had schmegma, I feel like your hair would be the result of it. Now, I don't hate vegans whatsoever. That's not the reason why I'm making this video at all. There's a multitude of reasons of why I can see why you want to be vegan. You know, maybe it's just your religion background, or you know, you might have stomach issues or allergic reactions to some food. Or maybe you just don't want to have a bad diet, so every time that you shit, it doesn't feel like you're giving birth to an elephant. Every time I go in the bathroom, it feels like I'm going into labor, because I'm over here popping ski balls out of my asshole. So I can understand why you want a better diet. You know, if you're gonna eat a shrimp fillet in Pakistan, you might as well convert to Christianity, because that's gonna be your last supper. Different countries have different guidelines. But one thing that also doesn't sit right with me, just like those chicken nuggets that I slammed down my colon 2 hours ago, is the vegans that think that their diet is the only right one. Now, don't get me wrong, if you want to stuff your face with tofu and stick a bamboo stick up your ass in your free time, then by all means go ahead. I'm not going to judge you off your diet choices. But when you try to insinuate that your diet choice is the only correct moral one, that's when I start to get a little bit annoyed. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want the animal to die in the most humane way. Like, personally, I'd rather have the animal be beamed in the head by a bazooka than to have, you know, slowly all the pubes ripped off by scotch tape and then skinned alive with a butter knife or some gruesome shit like that. Like, I don't want to Chinese water torture the cattle. But enough about that, I can go on a spree for hours, so let's actually get back on topic to that vegan teacher. Now, if you want some backstory to this anime arc, pretty much that vegan teacher used to be a summer camp counselor or actual school teacher itself. Either way, I think this should be held accountable for child abuse. Like, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm gonna have a more fun time at the campground of Auschwitz before I'd even crack a smile at your camp. Now, I don't know what caused her full transition from being a vegan teacher to being a vegan preacher. If you want my best estimate on her humble beginnings and how she rose to fame, I personally think she probably lost her teaching job because she caught a kid eating a burger in the school bathroom and then strangled him with a grapevine.
Eat your vegetables!
So in her failed attempt of trying to get a bunch of 7-year-olds to join her vegan forces, she took it to TikTok to share how she likes riding Jack's beanstalk, because maybe she realized that it wasn't the best idea to tell a bunch of second graders that if they butt chug chlorophyll they'll gain superpowers. So she started her plant profession on TikTok by having a few humdingers, a few motivational quotes that'll get you pumping your fists in the air and have your balls salsa dancing in excitement. It's almost as motivational and tear impacting as those Joker quotes that were popular a year ago. Sweet as sugar, hard as ice. Hurt me once, I will kill you twice. I would be lying if I said my stomach didn't start beatboxing in fear from that quote. A very impactful insight. I went into the beginning of reading this quote as a boy and I came out a man. 80% of boys have girlfriends, rest 20% are having a brain. I recoiled in my seat from this quote. I'd place money on the table that Elliot Rogers wrote this one. I can vividly just imagine all the Redditors and r/niceguy read this one and honestly just give out their hoots and hollers. They dash to the bathroom and put on their mom's eyeliner and laugh in the mirror or some shit. When I was your age, I was your age. R. Kelly. So yeah, she started off with those little plant humdingers that really just get the tears jerking out your eye ducts. And obviously that didn't work. She knew that her destiny in the world was to piss off as much people as she possibly can. So she decided to waller her way to the basement, pick up the ukulele that's next to her dead husband's corpse, threw on 3 scarves to hide the push pop of a neck that she has, pulled up to her local McDonald's and recorded her hit single, Herbivores Before Whores. Now this is a song that'll have you boogieing it down, cutting the rug and let loose. So without further ado, let's hear this musical masterpiece.
3, 2, 1, sing! Eating animals wrong.
So YouTubers, this is the new Nashville hot chicken.
Hurting animals is wrong. Share this song. Change your entire menu to be vegan from now on.
Why does your nose look like a car air freshener? You know, if Snow White's 7 little dwarves and a bunch of Oompa Loompas had a group orgy, I feel like this would be the offspring of it. But yeah, as you can see, an absolute boner jam at the top of my playlist. I love slamming that shit when I go to McDonald's. But yeah, that's just one of the many sea shanties that she sung over the last few months that made her become the internet punching bag. Her sole purpose on social media is just for her to get made fun of at this point. Yeah, after reading 1 page of Thug Kitchen, she was so inspired to become a vegan that she even made her dog a vegetarian.
She's been vegan since August 2017.
Oh, 2017. That's a long time. Go fuck yourself. Alright, now that I got done explaining Act 1 of the vegan cinematic universe, let's see what she's doing in present day.
So I asked my husband, who would you rather have sex with?
I would rather fuck the whole Honey Boo Boo family raw on a Tuesday before I'd even point my dick in your direction.
That vegan nurse, that meat teacher Miss Tofu, or me? And his response was...
You know, maybe Stevie Wonder really doesn't have it that bad because you don't have to see shit like this. Honestly, I would rather do snow angels and goat's blood than to see this woman swing her saggy ass Gerber servers around like there's no tomorrow. I mean, she doesn't even have to lower the camera. I can already tell her nipples are doing cartwheels on the floor. Her bubble gubbles probably look like 2 deflated Ford Fiesta airbags. So yeah, her little Darman message that'll really just get your mind working and your uncle twerking is to not have intercourse with a woman, period. Because veganism is the true path to losing your virginity. You know, I'm starting to get it now. Mother Nature is the only woman that you need to make a mother. My eyes have truly been open to the environment now due to this message. That's it. I'm going outside. I'm gonna start humping on them trees and queefing on them leaves. That vegan teacher is teaching us once again. I mean, who needs pussy when you could just rub your dick on some sticks? Truly inspiring statements. Let us commence forth and look at some more.
Hi, everybody on YouTube.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah. All the other dead parts of the mangled up parts of the body all mushed together and put into a sausage. We should not be exploiting animals.
You're right, we should be eating them instead. Wow, honestly, another great lesson from that vegan teacher right here. She is going to the extreme. She is going balls to the bathroom stalls. She is showing that she will eat her instruments before she even touches me. And honestly, I agree with her. Nothing but the more. If my mom tries to hand me a ham sandwich, I will shove a tuba up my asshole before I would even look at it. Disgusting. You know, one thing I noticed is that the top right of her hair kind of looks like a swan's head emerging from a crystal water lake.
End speciesism, end speciesism, end speciesism, be kind to the animals, end vegan phobia, end vegan phobia.
Now, if that isn't a little jingle and a jingle that'll give you bouncing up and down, then I don't know what is. I've said this before, but her songs just give me a nice little itch in the back of my throat that only a shotgun can fix. And you really just gotta appreciate the effort that she went through. She even filmed a music video, she even got background dancers. Truly the highest quality production that anyone has ever seen.
Whoa, 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 onion, mushroom, and tomato. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know the motto, reduce, reuse, recycle, and I'm loving what she's doing right here. That vegan teacher is so proud about saving the ecosystem that she eats her own shit and then uses it again, because it looks like she's flat out just popped the fucking pluie right on the plate. And if she wasn't vegan, I would have first thought she was eating a bison's foreskin. She even got her dog to contribute to the dish, because on the right it looks like she has some dog puke mixed in with some red tomatoes. It's truly a magnificent meal. They would probably serve that in the halls of the Buckingham Palace, and then everyone would get a cool eye.
Speciesism, end speciesism, end speciesism, be kind to the animals, end vegan phobia, end vegan phobia.
Wow, what a sight to see. You know, never in my 16 years of my life would I think I would see one of the 9 legendary titans hit the fucking jitterbug in her living room. Is it just me, or maybe my brain is sinking to my ass from this woman's logic, but she looks like a deflated version of the old man from Up. God, this woman makes Eugenia Cooney look like a Miss Olympia bodybuilder.
Yeah, end vegan phobia, be kind to the activists, dance if you're vegan, hands up if you're vegan.
Did she shove a carrot up her ass? Why is she dancing so stiffly? But then at the same time, when your weight is greater than what your age is, I guessing it's hard to maneuver to begin with. She probably snaps her tibia every time she walks down the stairs.
So you turned it up. She gon' enter and she twerk, shake it. She gon' enter and she twerk, shake it.
You have nothing to twerk. In fact, I actually heard a couple bones rattle when you moved your body. It's like trying to shake an empty cereal box. I think Gollum can shake more ass than you could.
Some animals eat other animals. But buffalo, who are among the strongest animals, and elephants? Do you ever wonder how they get to be so big? Giraffes get so tall. All they do is eat leaves. So maybe I'm right.
Yeah, no the fuck you're not. It would help you prove your point if you didn't look like a liberated concentration camp survivor that you don't need to eat meat to survive when it looks like you're on the brink of dying of starvation. I've seen some Malayan children look a 10-fold times healthier than you ever will, and they have to lick the mud off their walls for their dinner and drink out of puddles that 2 people recently had butt sex in, basically making them get hepatitis just to acquire the privilege of having water. I bet you $50 on my left kidney that you're recording this with an IV bag shoved up your asshole, pumping the sweet nutrients that you need to even record this video on your HP printed quality camera. Matter of fact, I don't even know how you even got your position to be a teacher in the first place. Probably gave half the education board an over-the-counter hand job to even earn the privilege of torturing children, because I know having your class was never fun to begin with. Listen, it would help prove your point if you weren't built like a Holocaust survivor that eating plants will make you grow big and healthy. I'm sorry, when you're built like the shriveled up grandma from SpongeBob, it's hard to believe anything you say about nutrition, because it already looks like your body is just fully deprived of any nutrients that you need. I'm sure your heartbeat's at like 0 signature right now. I don't know how the fuck you're even alive, to be quite frank with you. It's like she's been dead for 10 years and someone resurrected her with like a forbidden spell. It's like Orochimaru's expiring body. I want to know the backstory to this anime art. Like, where did it all begin? Like, where did she develop the fetish to love plants? You know, small children usually have like blankies or stuffed animals that they carry along with them. This bitch was walking around with a palm tree leaf.
Right? Same thing for little piglets. Nobody wants to hurt a little baby pig.
I mean, shit, if the pig goes good on a pulled pork sandwich, you can throw that bitch to the wood chipper. Like, I'll be honest, Abe here, I like me a mean rack of ribs, so I'll do the honors if you want me.
Gary Francione, with an E at the end. Gary Francione. And study the abolitionist approach to animal rights. Okay, we're not talking about welfarism. You know what that is? It's when you say, well, as long as we treat the animals well, we can kill them at the end. I used to think like that too. Until I woke the F up.
Yeah, it looks like you woken up out of a 20-year coma. God, woman.
And now I don't do that. I don't think that way anymore. Because I know it's just wrong. It doesn't matter how nicely I treat somebody. I have no right to murder them if they don't want to die.
Yep, here she goes again. Yeah, if I haven't told you guys, she compares animals' rights to humans' rights. Like, frequently, I just haven't shown it yet. Like, she actually believes that we should have the same rights as a squirrel that's in our backyard. Well, if that's the case, and you want us to have the same rights as a fucking bird, then I'll gladly go to your house and take a giant shit right on your rooftop.
But let me say this. Every minority group, and you know who you are, you should all be vegan. You've been discriminated against, and then you stand there with all your picket signs and in the streets, oh, you know, people are picking on us and we need our rights.
I mean, you heard her. You're African American and you're watching this? You should eat meat. You have been discriminated for far too long. This is your guys' chance for a civil uprising. To this woman's logic, your fight for your rights is to Action Man dive out your second story window and start chomping on all the grass in your backyard. I mean, take it from me. I took a bite out of a flower and I felt the racism drop 5%. Yeah, obviously I'm joking. I have to put that because some people are laundry detergent or whatever the fuck the term is. But yeah, this woman is incredibly stupid to the point where it actually fries my brain by just looking at her. And she even knows that herself. That's why she takes 10-second pauses before she even says her next sentence.
I don't know.
I guess it's unsurprising that someone that loves vegetables so much speaks like one. I think Joe Biden overdosing on ketamine could deliver a better speech than this woman. This woman is 56 years old, and she looks like a 4-year resident of a nursing home.
And meanwhile, you are stabbing and eating animals. It's bullshit. You cannot do that. With a straight face.
Hey, I'm going to Wendy's. Y'all want anything? 4 for $4, biggie bag, $5. I mean, it's a little exquisite in my price zone, but if you want a Baconator, I can give you that too. Oh, you said minus lettuce? Oh, you want a double stacker? Yeah, I can afford more meat. I mean, I already got a whole 3 inches in my pants. What about you, Miss Demo? What do you want? Nothing? I mean, it looks like you haven't eaten in a week anyway.
You know, whether it's the gay pride, Black Lives Matter, anybody, feminists, we want our rights. And meanwhile, you guys are exploiting all these other females. What happened in World War II? Who did they put in these concentration camps?
I don't know, but it looks like you've been through one. Jesus God, this woman went on a 15-minute rant about having a healthy diet, but it looks like she hasn't eaten in weeks. So personally, guys, my way of not eating animals, and if you want to start off with this way as well, you can. It's perfectly fine. I actually wrote a few of my own weight loss guides. The link will be down below in the description if you want to buy one of your own. Only 6 people that did use my guide died of starvation, so play at your own risk. The critics are just raving about my book. We fast more than Gandhi in this bitch. Oh, butter my left nipple and call me a cripple. I forgot to mention that the vegan teacher recently started going after creators because she still wasn't getting enough attention for herself. And basically being the witch that she is, she tried to stir the pot of drama even more. So she's been duetting every single TikToker like a Jehovah's Witness, trying to spread the word of veganism. It's like Joe McCarthy. She's going from door to door to strip club, trying to spread her teachings on the plant leachings. And in the midst of that, she duetted a YouTuber named TommyInnit. Now, I never really watched his content. I'm sure a decent amount of you know who he is. But for some background context, he's a Minecraft YouTuber slash streamer, and he also is 16 years old, if I'm not mistaken, or 17. It's still messed up and all fuckable ends when you see what I'm trying to explain. But in short, he made a TikTok of him in a college surrounded by women. And you know, as a fellow 16-year-old, if I was surrounded by a bunch of women at a university, I would probably have semen gushing out my urethra as well. So he decided to make a joking TikTok like, guys, I'm surrounded by women. You know, basically impersonating everybody that surfs Reddit on a daily basis. And that's when that vegan teacher decided to step in and give her wise words of wisdom to a 16-year-old boy about relationship advice. That's right, a complete stranger that he never talked to is telling Tommy how to park his beef bus in Tuna Town, if you get what I mean. And that stranger is somebody that lived through both world wars and the Prohibition era. So let's listen to the love advice that the woman with chronic head lice has to give.
I'm at college and surrounded by women.
Don't be scared, Tommy. Just follow that meat teacher, Miss Tofu. She'll help you find a nice vegan girl who will teach you what to do.
Yep, couldn't have said it better. Absolute words of love and companionship perfectly wrapped up into a few sentences. Ladies, I probably should have warned you to bring an extra set of panties because they're probably sodden by this woman's lustful words. So I didn't tell you guys, a few weeks ago I had a colonoscopy appointment, and in a really rare occurrence, kind of like love at first sight, you would think this shit was a Hallmark movie if you were here. I surprisingly became really good friends with my doctor. Sure, he might be 34 and he just had his finger fully up my Hershey hole, but as soon as his hand slipped away from the grip of my ass, he gave me a nice smile, and that night we got drinks, we had our hoots and we had our hollers. I think one time he made me giggle until I ejaculated. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and sex offenders, I welcome you to Seps. You guys should sub to him, bro. I'm just saying, I had erectile dysfunction. I turned on a Decept video and it went rock hard. It cured it instantly. Like, it went Machu Picchu. I tore a hole in my pants. All right, I'm gonna shut up now for real. Burger King snacks.
Alright, man, so that vegan teacher, she doesn't really need much introduction. To put it simply, she's a psycho vegan over on TikTok that seems to have a really weird obsession with the lifestyle of veganism. Now, when I say obsessed, I'm not really using the word lightly. Like, it's to the point where she most likely uses grapes as anal beads and carrots as dildos. And if you dare to do the evil act of saying one thing wrong about veganism, or I don't know, you simply disagree with her, she's gonna make a TikTok video essentially having a whole ass queefing session into the camera about how you need to become vegan, otherwise you deserve to be crucified and sent to hell. I'm not really joking about that, by the way. She's gone on to make whole ass songs about how heaven is vegan and you need to repent your sins and become vegan right now.
Jesus is vegan now and God is too. If you want to get to heaven, you better be vegan too. Fuck milk, cheese, eggs, or any kind of meat. Buy broccoli, tofu, and vegan food to eat. God wants us to be kind to the animals, or it's true, you risk getting roasted on the devil's barbecue.
Now that right there is just one example of like the other 100 songs she's made about veganism. Now the number one question I have every time she makes another song like this is, what the fuck was the point of that? What do you get out of it? Because I sure as hell know that I'm not watching this video and being like, you know what, man, I want to become vegan. No, if anything, I want to go, A, drill my fucking ears out, and 2, order a quarter pounder, film myself just eating it, just munching down on that shit, and then send her the video. Now listen, man, I got no issue with you if you want to become vegan, although I don't really understand as to why you'd want to. I guess power to you. But once you bring your musty, dusty ass on a TikTok and you start shoving your opinions down everybody's throat, then yeah, we're gonna fucking make fun of you, right? That's just how it works.
You know the blender you have on your kitchen counter? The one you make smoothies with? Would you be able to take a little baby chick, a cute little one just born, all yellow and cute and beep beep, making the little sound, and put him or her in the blender, close the lid and press the button, murder that baby chick? If not, why do you participate in the egg industry? Because that's what they do to baby boy chicks. They grind them up at birth because they cannot give us eggs. Well, the eggs don't belong to us in the first place. We need to, all of us, stop eating eggs and eat other plant-based foods.
Okay, now I get what I'm about to say is a little bit controversial on the morality side, but dude, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. Because if you're gonna sit here and bitch at me for eating a cheeseburger because, oh my god, that's a dead baby cow, I don't give a fuck about that stupid ass baby cow, dude. If the cheeseburger tastes good, you can bet your sweet candy ass that I'm going to eat the cheeseburger. I don't care. Same thing with eggs like she's going on about. I don't care how much pain that baby chicken had to go through having that egg ripped from its asshole. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, man, I care more about my diet and how good the food tastes in my mouth than this stupid bullshit made up moral compass. Because yeah, I understand everybody has their own morals and their own values, but guess what, man? My priorities, surprise, surprise, are a bit different than you. Rather than going around fingering ass about this whole veganism diet and shoving it down everybody's throat, I'm actually sitting here and eating good and I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, you can be vegan. You don't have to eat meat, but hey, man, don't disrespect people for wanting to eat meat, and maybe I might just respect your opinion. Who knows? But until then, man, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna eat the eggs, I'm gonna eat these dead animals, and I don't care.
Say what? Vegan phobia is real? Vegan phobia is wrong. Don't be a carnivore bully. Be vegan fantastic from now on. Vegan phobia is real. Vegan phobia is wrong.
Now, I just gotta ask, right, besides the awful ass song, what in the fuck is vegan fantastic? Does it mean that you're a vegan? Does it mean you, support veganism? Does it mean you're vegan? Does it mean you, like, I don't know, shove carrots up your asshole? Does it mean that you have some random sexual attraction to vegetables? Like, I'm curious here, dude. Help me out. Look, man, although I am making fun of vegan teacher right now, thank the heavens that she is wearing shoes because, oh, dude, that would be fucking fucking disgusting. And here comes that one guy in the comments like, oh, what do you mean? You don't want to see that? Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I don't. Not everybody wants to blow a whole school bus worth of children out of their cock to that image in their head. I don't think anyone does, actually. Imagine being so hated that you got 1.5 million followers on TikTok and all of them hate you. I don't even blame him, because even if she wasn't a psycho, her voice is just incredibly annoying. Like, it's an overused comparison, but it literally sounds like nails on a chalkboard, like dead ass. Anyways, man, that's all I got for you today. I cannot be bothered to watch Vegan Teacher anymore. Big ups to BriZ for letting me on the video today. It really does mean a lot to be here. By some rare chance, you guys ended up enjoying my segment here today. I have my own channel where I upload some very admittedly garbage content, so if you want to go check that out, you can. My link should be down in the description below. Anyways, man, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
You know, for a vegan, this bitch has a lot of beef. The whole world ain't safe, dude. It's like the North Korean government. If you speak against her, she'll call you out and probably execute you to skin you alive or some shit. Lord knows what this woman does in her free time. I mean, she's gonna make songs about twerking at 56. I wouldn't be surprised next week she does a WAP dance in her garden. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've been a little bit demotivated recently, so I'm sorry if this video is like, you know, just a little bit like on the poor side. You know, it's not like a Dave Chappelle comedy show where we'll have you busting the socks and the balls off of you. You know, because usually, I mean, I even got comments from grandfathers saying they passed a few kidney stones with laughter for my videos. And I feel like this one didn't really deliver, but I'm also proud of it at the same time. And, you know, there's certain moments where I thought it would just be worth cherishing and sharing. You know, like a kid losing his first tooth. It's kind of disgusting, but it's a prized possession to share. Or maybe I'm just a necrophiliac, who knows? I still have that in my closet somewhere. I don't know where the fuck I put it. But honestly, you know, I just kind of want to have this like closing sermon and have my goals of 2021, because, you know, even though I'm a week late, but just like Kate Upton's period, I'm always late. But honestly, I'll just nosedive right into this. 100,000 subscribers. That would honestly be something that I can't fathom to have now, but I never would have fathomed having 37,000 subscribers. So I feel like it's genuinely possible for it to happen. You know, ever since the day that I downloaded YouTube and learned that there were play buttons, I always wanted to have one, dude, and cherish one, you know, hanging on my wall like it's a shrine, like a white girl with a One Direction poster. Like, it's just something that I would honestly probably kiss every time I wake up. And all the dedication, the hard work and grind to get it, man, like it's just worth it in the end. There's something that's so significant about one single object that can have so much impact on your life. And everyone has that one object, whether it's like a trophy from a game or a YouTube play button, or, you know, a 12-inch dildo if you're a porn star. Like, everybody has that one object that really just boosts them up, that really just, you know, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. It's like 3 a.m. and I'm really tired. But, you know, I just want to thank you guys for the support of my last video. Hopefully 100K by the end of 2022 or 2021, whatever the fuck year we're traveling through right now. I'm currently sitting on a lawn chair on Mars right now. I don't know what the hell And I've gotten a few questions on why I haven't really been uploading as frequently. I think, well, I think the answer for the last upload is pretty obvious. I went Christopher Nolan on that bitch. Patrick Harris, where's the Oscar? I'm gonna blow out a queef and keep it a chuck beef with you. I've seen so many YouTubers daily upload or upload so consistently that they eventually they treat YouTube as a chore. They don't treat it as a passion or a dream job. They turn it into their own nightmare. And I've seen that happen over time. Like, I think even you guys can, like, you know, recollect and think of YouTubers that you used to watch that you thought was funny, and now you look back at them and like, what are they doing now? And I feel like that's what happened. YouTubers lose their passion to the videos that they make, and they just burn themselves out, and now they, you know, they're just so bland. They just PowerPoint their videos with the same format every single fucking video, and it's not what I want to fall into. And, you know, I've seen multiple YouTubers even quit because of it. Like, one example is Raccoon Eggs. Like, you know, he explained in one of his videos that really stuck by me to this day that, like, he had everything go right in his life, but he still felt alone. He had friends by his side, but he still felt alone. And you really got to take that in consideration. Like, Raccoon had everything go right in his life, and he even said it himself. He watched YouTubers over time just fall out from what they once were, and, you know, they're just bland and boring and had no emotion. On that, like, that one episode of SpongeBob where, like, Plankton put, like, the chum bucket helmets on, like, the fucking civilians. They were just walking in circles and shit. All hail Plankton. I mean, it's pretty much like that with Susan Wallfuck at the moment. Like, you know, it just feels like you can't be yourself anymore in the site. And I don't blame some of the YouTubers that have changed their ways over time to fit in with the new guidelines. It's just something, the fact that, like, YouTube is supposed to be about yourself. You're supposed to brand your own personality, show how you're different for everybody else. And I feel like just everyone is systematically just being the same, just regurgitating the same bullshit content to feed themselves into the algorithm, you know, rise a trend and get more views, far more clicks from fucking 8-year-olds that pick their nose and, you know, swirl their finger in their ass hairs like they're weaving for cotton candy or some shit. You know, they barely have a brain. They're like troglodytes, and they just watch whatever's in front of a screen. And, you know, it's just something I never want to do. I guess moving on from that, like, I don't know, I never had a girlfriend before, so I mean, shit, bro, like, you know what I mean, any ladies, you know, shit, like, let's make 2021 a different year. In all seriousness, though, like, I actually never really thought of a relationship, like, I never really wanted one, because I feel like it would deteriorate, like, you know, I would obviously have to devote attention into a girl, and I feel like if I take the time to do that, it would you know, really just draw my attention away from making videos. Always live by a motto. Always make sure you find the end of the trail before you let someone else hike on it. That probably sounds fucking stupid, but hopefully one or two of you got like a little like out of it. I don't know, like, you know, a little eye opener and an ass dilator out of that. You know, I'm making more quotes than Neil deGrasse Tyson out this bitch already. Yeah, honestly, I guess that's it. You know, I just wanted to share a few things and just, I guess, vent out to you guys, because I've been bottling some emotions in. You know, I didn't really vent anything in particular, just, you know, my passions and feelings on my upload schedule and whatnot. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, slap a like before your dad slaps you. Subscribe to hit my vibe. Follow my Twitter and all my socials linked down below, especially my Instagram. If you don't know what I look like, you'll get a full 200 FOV of my face. If you follow me on there, subscribe to the SEP. This isn't a question. That man, like, I'm bungee jumping off your balcony as we speak right now. I'm watching you through your window. You don't believe me? Turn around. That's right. I'm right there, bitch. Do it right now. Hey, don't worry while my dick's out. You don't have to worry about it, bro. I'll catch you next video. I'm ahead.